1.6, Part 3, solving systems with 3 equations, which means they have 3 variables. So we're no longer talking about x and y, we're now talking about x, y, and z. Name of the game today is elimination. As you look at these 3 equations, I need you to kind of sit and look at them for a moment and take a guess as to what variable do you think we want to start off eliminating. Do we want to try and eliminate x's, y's, or z's? And why would you suggest z's?
Because it doesn't have a number on any of them, and there's 2 negative and 1 positive.
Okay, so they're all 1z's, yes? Some positive, some negative. I like that there's different signs, but what I really like is that they're all 1z's. So we're going to start off trying to eliminate z's. Now, I'm just going to write this down so I can remember later what I'm doing. And that is, on this particular problem, I am choosing to eliminate z's. As I said, I like to keep things organized. I'm going to name these equations. And I'm going to name these equations equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3. And that, if for nothing else, is teaching purposes, so we have something to refer to them by. You can choose to use the numbers when you do yours, or you can choose to try and do it without. Now, as we look at equations 1, 2, and 3, I want you to pick 2 of those equations that we can put together and eliminate z. Which 2 equations would you like to start with? What did you say? 1 and 2. And why are 1 and 2 a good pair? You have a plus z and a minus z, right? It's all ready to go. So, okay. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to write 1 and 2 out and set myself up for elimination. So 1 is 2x minus y plus z equals 4. Equation 2 is x plus 3y minus z equals 11. Okay, so I lined them up with each other, and I'm ready to eliminate. Now, if it's a positive z and a minus z, we're going to take these 2 equations and we're going to add them because we have the opposite signs, right? So we're going to add them. No different than what we've been doing. What is 2x plus x? 2x plus x is 3x. What is minus y plus 3y? 2y. So plus 2y. Z plus negative z. That cancels. That's what I wanted to happen, right? Carry down my equal sign. 4 plus 11. 15. Okay. We have a new equation. It's part of my organizational scheme. I'm going to call this equation number 4. Okay. Just bear with me. Okay. Now, we took 2 of our original equations. We put them together to eliminate a z. We now have equation 4. I want to repeat that exact same process, but with a different pair of equations from the top. So I just used 1 and 2. Now I need a different pair. What's a different pair that I could put together, maybe? Lindsay?
1 and 3.
And 1 and 3. Does that look like a good pair? 1 and 3, because there's a plus z and a minus z. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this process this time with 1 and 3. So equation 1, 2x minus y plus z equals 4. X, nope. Don't copy the wrong equation like I started to do. Equation 3. 4x plus y minus z equals 14. And again, I'm trying to eliminate my z's. My z's are opposite signs. So we are set to add. Okay? Okay, let's do the math again. 2x plus 4x is 6x. Negative y plus y, 0. Okay, unexpected bonus. That wasn't really supposed to happen, but it makes life easier, so that's good. Y's cancel. Z plus negative z. That's a 0. That was supposed to happen, right? We wanted the z to cancel. The y, it's a nice bonus. Carry down my equal sign. 4 plus 14, 18. Now, in a normal scenario, you would have an x equation this would be an xy equation. Okay? This is an xy equation, and this would be an xy equation, which means I would normally now name this, guess what? 5. That's the last equation I number. Okay? Normally, we would take 4 and 5 and see what would happen if we put those together. However, what can I do right now? Yeah. Can we find x right now? Yes. Okay, so let's not make life any more difficult than it needs to be. Let's find x. So if your equation is 6x equals 18, how do we solve for x? Divide by 6, and x is 3. Okay. We have one answer. We need 2 more. We found x. What else do we have to find? Y and z. We're working with 3 variables, so we have to find all 3. Now, thoughts, guesses, suggestions of how I could find another answer. TJ?
Could you take 2 of the original 3 and put x in for that, and then we just do the elimination? Just go through that.
You could. You could. We've kind of already done part of that if you think about it. Okay.
Would you like 5 and 4?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So essentially what you were telling me is, for instance, put 1 and 2 together. You have this equation where we eliminated z. Can we take x equals 3 and put it back into 4? Yeah. Usually, and I'm trying to prep you for future problems, once you find your first answer, general rule of thumb is to go back and put that answer into either 4 or 5. In this case, 5 isn't an option, is it? Okay, because I know x and 5 doesn't find anything else for me. So this time we're going to try 4. We're going to take 4, which is 3x plus 2y equals 15. Every place I see an x, I'm going to put in 3. So we're going to have 3 times 3 plus 2y equals 15. Okay, so I took 4, I substituted 3 in. And do the math. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2y equals 15. If I'm trying to solve and get y by itself, we're going to what? Subtract 9. 2y equals 15 minus 9 is positive 6. Don't ask, I don't know. And what do we know about y? Divide by 2, and y is Okay. I have X. I have Y. What else do I still need to find? I need Z. What do I do to find Z? Final step. You're taking the two you do know. You're going into one of your originals. 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do the same as your neighbor, but you're going into one of the originals. That's always going to be your last step. So what are you guys picking? 1? And general rule, pick what looks easy. So 2x minus y plus z equals 4. So let's see, what do we know? 2 times x, which is 2 times 3, minus y, which is minus 3, plus z equals 4. So I filled in 2 times 3, minus 3, plus z equals 4. And 2 times 3 is 6, minus 3, plus z equals 4. Keep cleaning it up. 6 minus 3 is 3, plus z equals 4. Okay, since 3 is a positive 3 added to z, subtract 3, and z is 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, am I done? Did I find x, a y, and a z? I did. Now the question becomes how to express your answer. How have we been expressing our answers? Ordered pairs, right? It was an x and a y in parentheses. Well, expand that a little bit. Instead of an ordered pair, we're going to do an ordered triple. Okay? An ordered triple, think alphabetical order. So in this case, it's going to be 3, comma 3, comma 1. In other words, in XYZ order. Okay? So Savas will usually want an ordered triple. Okay. I think it'll already have the ordered triple. You just have to fill in the boxes. That's what I recall seeing. Okay, we got the basics. Okay, that was the first example. Do notice, in what we're doing, notice my z's. They're always going to have that little dash through them. I'm doing that to try and distinguish between my z's and my 2's. You might want to do something similar because even though you think, oh, mine look plenty different, when you walk away from part of a problem and then you come back to that problem, you sometimes forget what you had written. So, just saying. Okay. This is kind of level 1, yes? We've kind of got level 1, level 2, level 3 type thing. So, shall we try level 2? Let's look at level 2. Okay. Similar to last time, you need to pick a variable to eliminate. Would you like to eliminate x's, y's, or z's? Y's would be the obvious choice because they are all 1 y's, right? They all have the same coefficient. So we're going to try the eliminate y's. Again, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to call my equations 1, 2, and 3. You may drop off those labels as you get to be pros at this, but you do you, right? Which 2 equations would you like to start off putting together to eliminate y's? 1 and 2 already have a minus y and plus y, don't they? Okay, so let's put 1 and 2 together. X minus y plus z equals -1. X plus y plus 3z equals -3. Trying to eliminate y's, what do you notice about their signs? They are opposite, yes? You've got a plus and a minus, so let's add our equations. X plus x is 2x minus y plus y. That's going to cancel, which is what we wanted, right? We said we were trying to eliminate y's. Z plus 3z plus 4z equals, what's -1 plus -3? -4. I'm going to call this equation 4. Okay. I'm going to repeat my process. Okay. Eliminate the same variable again. I just eliminated y. Pick a different pair and eliminate y again. So we have to pick a pair other than 1 and 2. Okay, so you have to use 3. The one that goes with 3 a little bit better is 2, because they have a plus y and a minus y, right? Okay, so what did we just say? 2 and 3? Okay, so I'm going to write them out. X plus y plus 3z equals -3. Equation 3. 2x minus y plus 2z equals 0. I have a plus y and a minus y, opposite sign, so my equations are ready to add. What is x plus 2x? 3x. Y plus -y. Cancels out, which was the goal, right? 3z plus 2z plus 5z. Carry down the equal sign. -3 plus 0. -3. I'm going to call this equation 5. Okay. This is kind of the level 2 problem because do we have an answer already? Last time when we hit this point, we pretty much had an answer staring right at us. We don't have that, okay? This is more what I would call a typical problem. Maybe the last one was level 0 and this was level 1. I don't know. This is a typical problem because we have an equation 4 and equation 5, neither of which have y's in them. They both have x's and z's. So I'm going to take equation 4, and I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to take equation 5, and I'm going to put it over here, and we're going to look at these two together and see if we can come up with a plan for our next part. So equation 4 is 2x plus 4z equals -3. Yes?
Should be negative.
Should be what?
Negative.
Right here?
No. The -3.
Oh.
Should be a negative.
Ooh.
It should be -4.
Okay. I wish you would have pointed that out sooner, but that is good to notice. So if you followed my mistake, don't follow my mistake. I somehow believe up here in equation 4 that -1 plus -3 is -3. And you guys all let me get away with it.
I was paying that much attention. I already had.
Okay.
Dang it, Eli.
This is where you can't just believe all the math teacher says. You would think you can, but thank you very much. Because we would have hit a point and I would have known something is wrong because it wouldn't work out right.
Yeah.
So Okay. Is that right? Now I'm second guessing what I'm doing here. Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we good? Am I good? That's the better question. Am I good? Whew. Okay. Equation 5. 3x plus 5z equals -3. Makes me want to double check against my answer key here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, thoughts on where to proceed from here?
Just like, no, I don't know. I was gonna say we should just like combine them, but
What do you mean combine them?
like go the same thing we did with like 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, go with 4 and 5. See what you get with that.
I'm half with you. You haven't taken me quite far enough into that. I mean, yeah, we're going to kind of combine 4 and 5, but I want to combine them as is. That would not help.
So you have to do like what we did yesterday, you multiply them by.
Mm-hmm.
Or we would multiply it by like negative something, so the signs are different. Yeah. Yeah.
We want different signs, but we also want them to have the same number.
Yeah.
So how could we either make the x's the same or the y's the same? Or not y's, the z's. Whichever other variable we have here. What do you see?
For the x's, we could do from 2 and 3, we could do 2 multiplied by like either -3 or 3, or -3 times 2, like negative square 2, depending on which one we want to be positive or negative.
Okay. So 2x and 3x, to make them the same, we can make them both become 6x, right? So that means you're multiplying the 2 by a 3, the 3 by a 2. But somewhere in there, to make me happy, I'm going to say you multiply one of them a negative to give us opposite signs. If you are someone that you'd prefer to have the same signs and then subtract, that's fine. You do you, right? Okay, but I like the idea of going 6x's. The other option, you could eliminate z's and go 20 z's, but you guys are probably going to balk at that one and say, no, let's go 6x's. So, are we okay with this idea? Okay, so I'm going to multiply this top equation by 3. I'm going to multiply my bottom equation by 2. I'm going to put the negative on the 2 just because that's what I tend to do. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And let's write out our new equations. So if I multiply my top equation by 3, it becomes 6x plus 12z equals -12. Although, do you trust my math at this point? I don't know if I trust my math. So multiply the bottom equation by -2. -6x minus 10z equals +6. And now we have a +6x and -6x. So we're going to take these two equations and we're going to add. 6x plus -6x will cancel. 12z plus -10z. -2z. -12 plus 6. -6.
Ready for the 3-day weekend?
I am.
Sleep.
Okay, if 2z equals -6, what are we going to do? Divide by 2, and what is z? -3. Okay. Got the hard work done, right? Now what? I know z. I need to find x and y. What would you like to do? Mm-hmm. This is where once you find your first one, we traditionally go back to 4 or 5. Because I know Z, I need something with only one other variable. So 4 or 5 are your options. I would not use the ones once you multiplied 4 and 5 by things. What are you guys feeling? Does it matter? 4? Okay. So equation 4 is 2x plus 4z equals -4. And we're going to take z equals -3, and I'm going to plug it in. So 2x plus 4 times -3 equals -4. 2x, 4 times -3 is going to be -12 equals -4. If it's 2x minus 12, I'm going to add 12. 2x is equal to 8. And if 2x equals 8, I'm going to divide by 2, and x is 4. I now know that x is 4, z is -3. How am I going to find y? Okay, so this is where you go back to one of 1, 2, or 3. Okay? Going back to one of the 3 originals. We don't all have to pick the same. One of the originals. What are you guys picking? I was kind of guessing you were picking 1, so okay, here we go. 1 is x minus y plus z equals -1. So 4 minus y plus z, so plus -3 or -3 equals -1. Continue cleaning it up. 4 minus y minus 3. You can take 4 and 3 and put them together. 4 minus 3 is 1 minus y equals -1. To get y by itself, we want to move the positive 1, so I'm going to subtract 1. -y equals -1 minus 1, which is -2. Divide by -1. And we know, I'll just put it, y equals 2. Final answer. What is it? 4, 2, -3. Notice, what order did I go in? X, Y, Z. Okay. If you get a problem that's in terms of ABCs, then go A, B, C. Okay. I can't say there's not weird, things that happen sometimes in math, but generally speaking, it's alphabetical order. Okay. I'm not going to try and get through the last one in 7 minutes. Okay. So here's what I want you guys to do. Okay. You have a little bit of work time. First of all, some of you owe me homeworks, yes? The one that's due today or any others. So that could be a good thing to be working on. Now, if you're all caught up, if you want, the new homework is out there. There are 3 questions in the new homework, comparable to the 3 questions in the notes. Okay? You are probably capable of doing 1 and 2 at this point if you want to try them. What's going to happen with 3 here? Do we have an easy elimination variable here? It's not as obvious, is it? Doesn't make it extra difficult, but there's an extra step in there. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. Okay?